I'm live.
Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Dr. Kathryn May's Blog Talk Radio program, Channel Panel. And hello to all our friends and family around our beloved planet. Today is August 7th, 2014. And today is Kathryn's daily message, which she gave her promise to channel a message a day until the RV. So we are recording live these messages instead of having them printed because we are having in the middle of our retreat in New York where we are surrounded with our beloved family and friends as we are doing some visual centering workshops as well as other healings. And we are also starting to use conference calling so people can call back, either listen live with their phone or call in on the archives and listen to this from their telephone for those people who don't have internet access. And I'm very excited today to say that our guest is going to be Adama. Now, for those of you who don't know our beloved Adama, he is the High Priest of Telos, one of the beautiful cities in Inner Earth. So just a little bit about what we've been doing today. One of the things we were doing today is taking a hike in the beautiful Mohawk Preserve up here in the upper New York area where Kathryn lives in High Falls, New York. And we were asked to be able to take a long hike, practice our visual centering while we were walking in the beautiful preserve, and raise our vibrations. So Adama led us on our hike and guided Kathryn to let us know how to stay visually centered on the beautiful walk, to raise our vibrations and try to commune with the life around us as the people of Inner Earth do, so we can come close to oneness with the reverence they have for living in their beautiful cities of Inner Earth, and also reach that same level of reverence while we were walking through the beautiful preserve. So I'm looking forward to hearing from Adama today to let us know how we did on our beautiful exercise and to tell us more about this beautiful area, possibly the crystals and the mountains here, and a little bit more about Inner Earth. All right, so let's get Kathryn. I think Kathryn's ready to get on the call. I'm going to open up her microphone and just let that get connected. So welcome, Kathryn.
Unmuted. Hi, everybody. Here we are. We just came sliding into home plate at 5 o'clock and managed to get our conference call going and our blog talk station open. So we are a little out of breath, but it was a very exciting day. This mountain we climbed is the end, the last outcropping of the Appalachian Range that runs up the Hudson Valley. And the rest of the Appalachian Range goes across at what we call Bear Mountain, near where West Point is, and then it goes up through Vermont to Maine. But here, there is this dramatic outcropping of crystal rock. I mean, when you climb to the top, you sit on these enormous rocks that are sparkling white and filled with crystals. So I talked with, I kept asking for some connection, for some guidance if they wanted to talk with us. Adama said, enjoy your hike. And at one point he said, we're not ready to open the portals yet, but enjoy your hike. And this is part of what Meg was telling you. And I also asked to speak with the Deva of the mountain, to ask about the crystal deposits that are there, and to say hello and offer our gratitude and pleasure at being there on the mountain. And she said, it's a pleasure to welcome you, and we truly appreciate your efforts to be reverent, to raise your vibrations, to match who we are. And we truly appreciate your doing that. And I thought that was just lovely. It really encouraged us. And some of us, the mountain, and one of our members was really having a hard time. So we sent her love, tried to lift her. Several people took turns helping her up the mountain, and she was absolutely determined that she was going to get to the top. And she is still determined, but she's still coming down. So we're sending her our love and our light and Godspeed, because she was pretty tired when we got to the top. And coming down was hard on my knees, so I'm sure she's having a hard time too. So Amy, bravo. We were just in admiration of how much fight she has, even though it was really hard for her. So all in all, it was a very exciting trip. We spent the whole day hiking, and as you go up through the trails, they're fairly well marked, but as you go up through the trails, there are just crystals strewn beside the trail everywhere. Now, let's see. I think I can put you all on mute. There we go. Okay, so I'm muting the conference calls so that there won't be any interference. We're just getting used to this, Yesterday we were hearing people eating and talking. Oh, I better not mute myself. Okay. So welcome, everybody. We're really happy to be here. This has been such an exciting week with the workshops as well. So we've all been sort of pedal to the metal, working hard, doing the visual centering every minute of every day so that people are getting completely centered, completely aware, completely mindful, and as Prime Creator said, in complete control of your feelings, your thoughts, and your actions. So that's the goal, and everyone's working hard at it. So the hike was part of that, was to help really anchor in the earth and be able to maintain a meditative state in complete connection with all that is, with the center of yourself, with your heart, and anchored in the earth. And as you walk, we practiced what the Apache trackers practice, which is to walk gently on the earth with your ears and your eyes tuned so that you're seeing and hearing 360 degrees around you. And so that you are completely at peace and completely quiet. And when you do that, it's an extraordinary experience. You can hear a bird calling a mile away. You can hear the leaves in the trees. You can hear the water running down the mountain. The cicadas humming. It was just delightful. So here we are back, and after talking with Adama briefly, he said yes, he'd be delighted to come and talk to us. So we'd be happy to hear from him. We were not treated to being able to go into inner earth yet. Although we've asked many times for the privilege, but haven't yet been allowed to do that. I don't think they're opening the portals at this time, which is what he said. But it won't be long before all of us are going to be able to meet our beloved brothers and sisters. And of course, it's not so surprising that they don't want a whole lot of people coming in to visit them yet. And they know that I'm broadcasting this too, so it might still be a little early to have everybody knocking at the portals because I know if we went, everybody's going to want to. And it wouldn't be fair if it was just us. So I think they're waiting a bit until they can open the portals and feel safe letting more people come and visit. So I'm just going to turn this over. We usually have Mother God come in first, but I haven't talked to her. We were busy talking to the mountain energies. So I think we'll just go ahead and talk with Adama. I just felt her presence. She's saying, yes, go ahead, dear. We don't have any important messages for you today. We will gladly bow and step aside for our beloved Adama. Okay. So,
muted.
Maybe you drink a water. Beautiful sunny day here. We've got the doors open. And flowing through the breeze. It's a lovely day to be with our friends within Earth.
Pardon me while I remove my hiking boots.
No, we're good. We're just these seconds to talk to relax a little bit. Very good.
I'll be right with you.
Oh, good. Even little Shay came with us. Let me tell you, I don't think we cleared him 2 times because that's that trail and the rocks in my head with the rest of us. So he's in my lap now and probably just pass out and sleep.
Unmuted.
So comfortable. Welcome, Adama.
Greetings, beloved ones. Yes, it is I. I am Adama of Inner Earth. Perhaps those of you who are new to the calls aren't familiar with me. I have come occasionally to talk to this group, especially when they were visiting in Mount Shasta. I visited with all of them and spoke with them at that time. It was around Christmas then. And they came hiking around Mount Shasta as they did today, and they know where the portals are. They have been told there is a place around the mountain here, as well as in Mount Shasta, where when you come to the portal, it makes your compass spin. And so Kathryn was wearing a compass today. They did not come to the entrance. We did not give them the final directions on how to find our portal. But that will happen eventually. Eventually we will be able to throw open our doors and invite all of you who have raised your vibration to come in to visit us in Inner Earth. It is a beautiful place, beautifully lighted with gardens. It is not a dark cave, as you might imagine. For we who live in Inner Earth are able to raise our vibrations to create light wherever we are. And so there are tunnels connecting our cities. There are tunnels that connect the entrances around the world, and a very good transportation system. You will all be treated to the experience of learning about our technologies, and we will be happy to share them with you just as soon as people have created a more hospitable environment. We have been very private all these thousands of years because, of course, we were living a very peaceful existence. We have no wars in Inner Earth. We have no religious differences or conflicts or any competition whatsoever amongst us. We have a very complex and complete system of our gardens, our food sources, our energy. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is overly used. Compared to what you have experienced, we live a very simple life. We have, in the sense that we don't have to answer to a boss, we don't have to pay taxes, we don't have to have insurance. We are extremely healthy, and we all share. Everyone works to help grow our food. We take turns doing everything. There are always plenty of people to do what needs to be done because we all work together. There is no such thing as someone who would take advantage or be a slacker or want to ride on someone else's coattails. That doesn't happen. Because, of course, once you raise your vibration and once you establish a true cooperative relationship with everyone around you, then we live our lives in service to others. And so everyone has what they need and more than some, because there are always plenty of people who want to help. There was a lovely moment, speaking of wanting to help. There were many lovely moments as your friends here who are doing the workshop were hiking up the mountain. They stopped to sit together. They rested upon the rocks. They did their meditation. And at one point they sat and sent a lightning bolt of energy and love into the mountain. It was a beautiful thing. They did it at our suggestion. And we made a connection with them. And we told them at the time, through the deva of the mountain, that we really admired how they were handling this and how hard they were working to be respectful, to honor the mountain, and to raise themselves to the point where they could match the energy of the mountain. And we told them that what we especially were delighted by was that as they were walking and as they were keeping track of one another and helping one another along the way, each one practicing their visual centering, their grounding, feeling their bodies, feeling the surroundings, the trees, some very old trees, the greenery, the rock. They were feeling alive and connected to all that is. And the more they did that, the stronger their connections were to one another. And we told them what delighted us was that we could feel what was growing amongst them, between and amongst all of them, was a group consciousness. Now, we have used that term before. You've probably heard it. The Arcturians, for instance, often talk of themselves as a group consciousness. What was emerging as the group was walking, 11 of them, walking up the mountain, what was developing was a network within which every single person in the group was aware of every other person. And when that connection was made and the network was created, it created a very special kind of energy. Group consciousness is a very different experience from what most of you feel and live with. In a true group consciousness, there is no sense of individual identity separate from the group. They did accomplish that. There were times as they were walking when every single person was aware of every other person. And it was heightened by the fact that one of their members was in need of help. They were all very aware of that. And so each one was keeping track of who was helping whom and who needed the help and how everyone was doing. And it came naturally to them because they are ancient light workers. They are all ascended masters and are very familiar to that feeling in higher dimensions of being one with each other and with God. And as they practiced being in contact with their higher self, they were aware of their connection to every other higher self. And so the network was born. It was a very exciting thing for us to watch. We're delighted when a group is able to achieve that level of connection and love and light. And so they carried the light up the mountain to the very top. And there they rested, lying against the rocks in the sunshine. And their energy emanated outward and upward and downward, creating a wonderful vortex of bright energy, which continues still as some of the members who hurried down the mountain to be on this call are still in contact with those who are still up on the mountain. Their hearts are connected. Their thoughts are connected with their friends who are still working hard to come down the mountain. This is not a place where you can drive, to the top of the mountain. You have to walk there. And it is several miles each way. And so it is not a small challenge. The young ones don't have much trouble. But those who are seasoned, let us say, are aware of the challenge and are proud of their accomplishment. And we admire that. We admire when you push yourselves a little bit, when you stretch yourselves, when you attempt to do something you've never done before. That's a wonderful thing. And you, all of you, are adventurers. You are the kind of folks who are undaunted, let's say, by a challenge. And of course, the hardest challenge there is for human beings is to change yourself. We know how hard it is. We're in direct contact with you. We monitor your goings-on on the planet constantly. We have representatives among you who tell us, who are in connection with us, who know exactly what's happening, who measure the level of consciousness. And what they are telling us now is that day by day, the level of consciousness on the planet is rising. More and more are awakening. Now in the millions. And you know how that works. As soon as a large number of people begin to link up with one another, begin to raise their vibration, it begins to lift all others. Because there is an energetic network, and there is also the personal contact. Each one lives, encounters, teaches many, many others. And when you make an effort to do that, the reach is tremendous. There are people on these calls from nearly every country in the world. There are a few where it still is very difficult to use the internet to access things like this. But most of the world is on internet service, and there are people from nearly every country in the world listening to these channelings, being inspired by these calls. And we encourage you, please, beloved ones, bring more of your friends. We want to talk with them. Kathryn has agreed to do these calls every day until the RV, the revaluation of currencies, is complete. Every day we will be here to talk to you. For the rest of the week, tonight and tomorrow, it will be 5 o'clock Eastern Time. And we'll make arrangements for the weekend and ask Kathryn to post it. We're all very excited to be here. All the masters that you are familiar with, and probably some more, have answered the call to ask if they would like to speak on this line, on this blog talk call. And no one has said no. All the masters and the archangels and all those you're familiar with, and then some, are very excited at the way you are lifting yourselves, the way you are, well, you have all these expressions like knuckling down and putting your shoulder to the wheel and giving it your best shot. Well, you are, and we see that. We send our blessings from inner earth, all of us who are so familiar and so in love with all of you. We wish you well. We can't wait for the time when the barriers can come down, when there is no need for us to remain separate and isolated from our brothers and sisters. We long to be able to talk with you in person, but you understand. We must be assured that all the warring ways, all the feelings about wanting to conquer have been resolved, settled down. We certainly don't want anyone trying to conquer us. This is why we have stayed quietly in inner earth. We have thrived. We are a very happy civilization. Our children are happily being taught by everyone in the community. We live very long lives, and we have everything we need. So you can imagine that it's understandable that we don't yet want to open our gates. Well, frankly, we will tell you how we have thought of it, because for hundreds of years, thousands of years really, it was as if the ones on the surface would be marauders. We would have felt the way the poor people in the Middle East felt when Genghis Khan came to conquer, take them over, prescribe to them how they could live. There are still so many among you who are inclined to do that. So please forgive us if we are not yet willing to throw open our doors. It's not that the group who was there today would be any problem. They would not. And many of you certainly would not be a problem. You would find our way of life very simpatico, very pleasant, and even a relief. because it is the kind of life that you want, that you have been working for. Yes, we know how hard you've worked. We hope that you will take it as an inspiration to know that we have accomplished the kind of paradise that you have always wanted, the kind of peaceful, nurturing, comfortable life that all of you would like, surrounded by beauty and friendship, happy with our families and our friends. We have music everywhere. We have all the entertainment and the fun that we could possibly need, and we have plenty of time to spend with our friends and family because we don't have the kinds of jobs that you have. We have no need for banks and financial institutions. We have no investments. We simply gather together to provide for ourselves. We do have something like what you would call trade and a bit of industry, but we don't require stockholders or investment bankers or anything of the kind because we simply share. It is a lovely way of life. The kind of life that all of you are yearning for. And as you raise your vibrations, you too will accomplish what we have done. We hope it is an inspiration to you to know that we've been able to accomplish this. It means that you can do it too. Our genetic makeup is very similar to yours. In fact, you will see. You will feel right at home here. We are a bit taller than you. Our nutrition is very good, because our vibrations are very high. We are like the tree that keeps on growing because it can. And so it pleases us to be tall. We're very competent physically. And as I said, we have no illness, so we have very few problems at all. In fact, you might say our only serious problem is the people who live upstairs. No. You know that we love you. We think of you as a part of ourselves. Our brothers and sisters, our cousins, and we can't wait to be with you. And so it's delightful for me to be able to send you my love and offer you support, encouragement, and endless, endless love. And I speak for all the people of Inner Earth. There are many fewer of us, you know, than there are of you. So we will remain in our rather protected state until we're both ready. And that is going to be a great pleasure and a fabulous celebration. We're very eager for that time to come. Until then, every day we send you our love. Every day we think of you. We wish you great success. We feel your vibrations rising, and we honor your efforts. So I'm very happy to be here today and be able to bring you that message from the people of Inner Earth. We love you beyond words. We will be here for you always. And we can't wait until we can meet face to face. Until then, namaste, beloved brothers and sisters. I am Adama of Telos, Inner Earth. Namaste.
Thank you, Adama. What a pleasure your message was. We do love hearing about Inner Earth. I think the more we hear about the way you and your friends and family live in Inner Earth, the more we understand and we have a focus of where we are going and what is being asked of us. It is so helpful. Hi, Kathryn.
Unmuted.
Hi. Sorry about the mute interruptions, but we're working on this. Well, that was lovely. And I think that this is about the sum of what we have to talk about today. It was a lovely adventure for us. I'm glad we could join you. I'm glad we could talk. And we will meet again tomorrow at 5 Eastern Time. I don't know yet who will be here with us. But let me give the people on Blog Talk Radio the number for our conference call in case you have friends who have trouble getting on the Internet. You can call us through the conference line. And the phone number, I'll give you two phone numbers. The phone number for calling in to listen live is 530-881-1212. And then you have to put in the conference call number, the ID number. And that number, I hope you have your pencils ready. That number is 856-768-151. And then we also have the archives for the recorded calls, so you can call in on your phone. People have requested this, and so that's why we're doing this. So you can have both options. You can either go into Blog Talk Radio and listen online, or you can come to the conference call and listen to the archives. And that phone number is very similar. It's 530-881-1219. And it's the same ID number, 856-768-151. So we invite you to use that new piece of what's available. These numbers will be posted on the website, and they are posted on Facebook, our Healing for Ascension Tour on Facebook. So go there to look for all our latest information, when the calls are going to be, and there is always a link on Facebook to the most recent call. So we invite you to use that. And this time I did receive messages from several people saying they were having trouble getting on to the Blog Talk call. Once in a while that seems to happen. I haven't been able to figure out what that is, and it only happens to a few people. Perhaps you need to refresh your browser. I think that might be the problem. But generally you should be able to just type in blogtalkradio.com/channel panel. And there you can find all the shows going back for a couple of years now. So all the archives are there. The posting for when the next show is, it's all there on Blog Talk too. So there are 4 different ways you can get on these calls. So no one should be having a problem. But I will send out, I will make sure that from now on when I send out a written message that I also include the Blog Talk links. So I think that's all the news for today. I hear, and greetings from the company of heaven, and blessings from the company of heaven. So they wanted to send that extra little blessing and greeting for all of you. So lovely talking to you. I hope we'll see you on the line again tomorrow night. So good night for now, everybody. Bye-bye.
God's great